All right, we're here at Road Atlanta, just after race one of the final race of the year for Porsche Carrera Cup North America, inside the Porsche trailer with Ryan from Porsche Motorsport. The Porsche trailer is not just any trailer. It contains a whole catalog of parts for a 992 GT3 Cup. Almost everything to this car is specific from Porsche, and Porsche Factory supports these cars. And that's one of the reasons we love running in Carrera Cup. The support from Porsche is completely necessary to us to run. We can't go to an auto parts store. We can't just whittle something out of metal on the trailer. These parts are very specific to the car, and they're all really well made. So we rely on these guys a lot to keep these cars running, and thankfully they're reliable. So unless there's some damage, we don't really visit the trailer all that often. But it's really cool. There's two of these things, and we'll give you a little tour around the trailer here.
Yeah, so first and foremost, we have parts catalogs for each car. So your 992 Cup car, we have a full catalog explaining part numbers and all that. And so basically a crew member like yourself or John Bedell will come up and say, hey, I need a front bumper, I need a fender, you know, this, that, and the other. And, you know, I hop to it, I look up, we have assigned bin locations on the truck for every single part. So I have a good idea of where it is. If not, we have an inventory list where I look it up and, you know, go and pull it right out of the drawer and hand it to you. Or, you know, sometimes we have parts upstairs too, so. During
a race weekend, if you had to say, outside of a front splitter, what is something on a 992 Cup that you guys see the most requests for?
A lot of it is like brake ducting. So there's plastic brake ducts underneath the car that help cool the brakes. And a lot of the times if drivers will run over the curbs and they'll knock them off. And so a lot of the time it's brake ducting and actually brake pads and rotors.
Yeah.
You know, we have part numbers memorized for pretty much all that because we sell a good amount of it, yeah.
Let's say we have a big major accident. You know, how many parts are on this truck to complete a car, outside of a tub?
Yeah, outside of a whole body shell, we have pretty much everything you could think of, or at least we try to have that much. So in general, we keep 3 sets of bodywork, so 3 sets of fenders, bumpers, all that, you know, the general consumables like that. And then if we can fit it, you know, 5, maybe 6 sets of brake pads, rotors. And some of the stuff that we don't see so many sales on, we kind of know, we have a good idea of, you know, we'll only sell maybe 1 or 2 of these a season, so we'll only keep 1 as kind of an emergency.
Before we start kind of looking through the trailer, I'd be curious if you're willing to share kind of a general dollar amount estimate as to what you guys keep on one of these trailers. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's curious about that.
Yeah, so I believe it's somewhere between $1.5 and $2 million worth of stuff on average in the trailer. So we do keep a fair amount of inventory, you know, on the trailers. But you know, it all matters at the end of the day. You know, if we have one little part or one bolt or one nut that prevents, you know, that's missing and prevents somebody from being on track, you know, that's money wasted for us. And you know, so we try and keep a good amount. And
I would say so. And speak of, John Bedell just walked in from our team. What are you here to order?
2 sets of front brake rotors.
All right. Well,
we'll get an order in action here.
What are we missing?
Just the one. Can you get that? We're missing one front left, I believe. 283 and 284. You need another 283. All right. There you go.
From my standpoint, even just seeing that, like the communication, you know what he wants right when he comes in. I understand why things run so smoothly so often. It's because everyone's prepared and they care, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all about communication in that sense. So John sent me a message earlier saying I'll be by the truck later to pick up some rotors. So luckily I had some down here for him. I need to grab one more, which is stored upstairs. But Porsche has been doing this track support for 60 plus years, and they've kind of found the right processes and the best ways to do things. So I'm just kind of the newest generation that's coming in and learning the process. But Porsche's been, you know, absolutely great company, obviously a winning company to work for. So.
Okay, so the question I've been really waiting to ask is, what goes where? Where is what? Can you show us around?
Yeah, so basically we try and sort it out based on the parts catalog orders. So in the parts catalogs, there's orders for engine, you know, gearbox, and it goes down throughout the car. So we try and keep stuff as closely lined up in the number sequence as possible. So, you know, with everything down here, it's a little bit smaller items, stuff like hardware and smaller sort of like brake ducts and things like that, whereas upstairs we have most of the bulk bodywork, larger things like wheels, bumpers, you know, things like that we couldn't necessarily fit in a drawer. So starting over here, going this way, we have our engine section, so like coolant pipes, different like radiator hoses, things like that, clutch, moving towards the suspension part, so then it's front suspension, front shocks, wishbones, dampers, things like that. Then moving towards brakes, we have brakes towards that in the back, and then kind of into the smaller bodywork items, and then the electronics section and hardware ends up right here.
Where are some of the big ticket items? Where's an engine?
We do have engines for
Okay.
each car that
I shouldn't
we
have
support.
assumed, yeah.
So they come from Germany as a full engine assembly, almost ready to plug in the car
Okay.
and pop it in. So those are stored upstairs. We have engines and full gearbox assemblies upstairs.
How much is an engine? How much is a gearbox?
So the engine assembly for the 992 Cup car comes in at $69,500, and then the gearbox is right around $35,000 to $40,000. So yeah, hopefully none of our customers end up needing an engine,
Yeah.
but in the case that they do, it does happen from time to time. We have that here for them as well. So
Yeah, and from a customer standpoint, it's been really cool, and I look forward to getting to know you and Porsche Motorsport as a lot more. Hopefully, not so much at the track, but just in general, and seeing as the new cars come out and as our team develops. I look forward to getting to know you a lot more.
yeah, pleasure.
Thanks for showing us around.
You got it, Ryan.